Now you can listen to Wine and Dine Radio while shopping at the grocery store or your neighborhood wine merchant. Wine and Dine Radio can be heard using your wireless internet on your cell phone. You're listening to iWineRadio. iWineRadio is a production of Food Tastes Better with Wine on the web at iWineRadio.com. Hey guys, I thank you for listening to iWineRadio, and we are still the only wine channel on iTunes Radio. If you go look under iTunes Radio icon and scroll down to News and Talk Directory, and it's listed alphabetically, click on that and the stream comes up immediately. iWineRadio.com, where you can find links to individual guests. And if anyone's interested in advertising or becoming an underwriter or sponsor, please contact us at iWineRadio.com. We really, really appreciate your support. The more support we get, the more conversations I can have with fascinating people around the world, including you. If you have a story to tell that you'd like to share on iWine Radio, go to iWineRadio.com and contact us, and we'll go from there.
Hi, my name is Dawie Botha. I'm head winemaker of Anthonij Rupert Wines, and we're based in Franschhoek in South Africa, close to Cape Town in the Western Cape. And you can find our wines worldwide, and you can look us up for more information on our website. It's www.rupertwines.com. And thank you for listening.
And that wine now, it's 95 points, is from Anthonij Rupert Wines in Franschhoek, close to Stellenbosch in South Africa. The blend, Anthonij Rupert Main Blend 2007, is what is available in the United States right now. The price is $125. The packaging is beautiful. It's a heavy bottle. It is a blend that we're going to learn all about, and also the fantastic Cabernet Franc. I love Cabernet Franc. From the winemaker, Dawie Botha, head winemaker for Anthonij Rupert Wines, and he is in the United States right now. I have the pleasure of talking to him right now. And Dawie, I thank you so very much for your time. And did that come as a surprise to you? Or I would imagine, since you're kind of almost like the father as the winemaker of the wines, you were very pleased with the results of that kind of a score from Wine Spectator.
We were very happy with that because our other wines in the top tier, the Cabernet Franc, the Cabernet Sauvignon, and the Syrah, has always scored in the 90s and 91s, 92s. And for us, launching our main blend, scoring a 95 was quite a surprise, but we're very, very, very happy with the result.
Okay, so tell us about the fruit in this main blend.
The main blend is a blend of predominantly Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and Cabernet Franc. And then there's also a splash of Petit Verdot in there as well. And how it came about the blend was we just found out, we basically saw that our vineyards, predominantly from the Franschhoek area in the Western Cape, close to Cape Town, and also we have a property in the Darling area. And the way we put these wines together was that the grapes from the Darling area, that's more a decomposed
granite,
Malmesbury shale.
Okay.
And that combined with the decomposed granite from the Franschhoek area actually work very well together. The one giving you that nice dark fruit on the nose, and where the granite gives you that nice richness and fullness on the palate.
Oh, okay. And so, how did you decide on the exact blend, or is it kind of like you're preparing a meal and you kind of decide what kind of spicing you want to put?
Well, the 07 was the first one we released, and the previous vintages we played around with blends, and we kept them together and saw how how they developed together. And after we decided we have it spot on, we decided to start with the 07.
Wow. The winery was, am I correct in reading that the winery was founded or established in 1694?
Yes.
That's unbelievable.
I was going to say there's a lot of history on the farm, and basically what we did was we have redo the cellars in 2003 and 4. And we skipped 2 vintages, basically, by redoing the cellars. We built a top-of-the-range gravity-fed cellar for red wines, and we redid the older cellar specifically for white wines. So we're running 2 different cellars, specifically focusing one on red and one on white.
And you oversee them all?
Yes.
Talk to us about the Cabernet Franc. The Anthonij Rupert, Cabernet Franc 2008 is what's currently available, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The 2008 was a very nice vintage, slightly warmer, and that fruit is predominantly from Franschhoek and from the Helderberg area. And what we found was that that vineyard just gave us a nice fullness and richness to it, because usually, so African Cab Franc usually is very wild on the nose and kind of robust on the mouth. But then what we did with this specific one was we did extensive cold soaking on the grapes before fermentation started. And which just gave us much more extraction on color and fruit, so we didn't have to work the grapes that hard during fermentation. Mm-hmm. So we kind of prevented having all the rough and grainy tannins, ended up with a nice smooth and juicy tannins and that long finish on the mouth.
Well, could you? I know that you're talking to us from California right now, but you've also worked in several different countries and regions around the world. Could you please compare for us, what is the climate like where your grapes are growing in South Africa compared to where? Where would you draw a comparison? So something that people listening in the United States might have they could wrap their brain around and understand.
Basically, if you take the Napa Valley, but you just add some big mountains to it. You get more or less the same climate. Our summer temperatures is usually on average between the 30 and 35 degrees Celsius during the day, and then it cools down to about 15 to 20 degrees at night. And we're a winter rainfall area. We don't have a lot of humidity, so it's actually nice summer temperatures. But we do sometimes in February in our harvest we do get heat waves. That the temperature will go up to 45 degrees Celsius for about 3 days in a row.
How far are you from the ocean?
We are basically, the Franschhoek vineyards is about 80 kilometers from the ocean, and our Darling vineyards is about 45 kilometers from the ocean. But we pretty much, all our properties is based in the Western Cape, which is basically all about in a 90-kilometer radius from the ocean, basically.
Do you ever see any, so there is no marine influence, there's no fog, and maybe even minimal buffering of the temperatures?
No, especially the Franschhoek Valley, we're kind of almost surrounded by mountains, so we don't really have the big influence from the sea, but we do have influences on sun, on slopes, sloping and different sun angles during the days, and road direction is very important.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, people in Napa are they have their Mayacamas or Mayacamas, however you pronounce it, or Mount Veeder or St. Helena mountains. Those are very, very small compared to what you have surrounding your vineyards in South Africa?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So how tall are they?
It's basically the main mountain range is the Drakenstein Mountains. Okay. And that's got a couple of peaks on it. So basically that average size of the mountain, you can go up to almost 1,000 meters above sea level.
Do people hike? Does it get snow on the mountains in the wintertime?
Yeah, basically in the wintertime, usually the mountain tops is covered with snow, but it never snows down all the way into the valley. It happened once or twice in the history, and but usually on the valley floor we just get a lot of winter rain and cold temperatures, but snow on the mountain, and it's very popular for hiking as well.
Yeah, it makes sense. And do you also have the benefit then of snow runoff of water when it's not raining from snow?
Yes, we have basically on the Lomera property where our wineries are there's a big waterfall that we get from the mountain.
Oh, wow.
It's about 100-meter drop waterfall, and that waterfall with our winter rain, that waterfall slowly fills all our holding dams, and that's what we use for irrigation and drinking water and everything.
Okay, that makes total sense. I've never been to South Africa, but people who in the wine industry who've gone always come back are just they fall in love with it's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Everyone that's been there always want to come back.
And the winery is open for people to come and taste.
The winery is open 7 days a week from 9 to 5.
Okay, and we've been focusing on the flagship Anthonij Rupert blend and the 2008 Cabernet Franc, and you also mentioned the Syrah, and you said a Chardonnay, right? They're all available in the United States and Canada?
Most of them are. In the United States, you'll find the blend and the Cabernet Sauvignon and the Cabernet Franc.
Okay. And do you export to other countries as well, like in Asia?
We do export. Our main markets is the U.S. and the East, basically.
Okay.
And then also we do a little bit in the U.K. and Europe as well.
Okay. Well, on your trip here right now in the United States that you're about to wrap up, I would imagine that all those sommeliers who've tasted your wine want to put it on their wine list.
Some of them, most of them like it. The Cab Franc was also a big favorite. And yeah, if you take specifically the blend and the Cabernet Franc, it'll only work in a top-end restaurant for the clientele that will be able to pay that amount of money per bottle with their food. And but we have found a lot of interest in the wine, and everyone loves the structure of the wine. And and some of them is actually very surprised that is actually an African wine. Yeah.
Oh, this is just. This is going to be for some people a wonderful introduction to South African wine.
And I think as soon as you start looking around, there's a lot of South African wineries producing top-end wines. So if you can get one wine on the menu and get more of a focus on South African wine, I consider my job well done.
Oh, yes. Now, let's just say in closing also that the wines are imported by Terlato, and that the brand new website, rupertwines.com, you will see other wines available that are imported into the United States, including this the lesser expensive Protea wines, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. Dawie Botha, head winemaker for Anthonij Rupert Wines. Thank you so very much for your time today.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Now you can listen to Wine and Dine Radio while shopping at the grocery store or your neighborhood wine merchant. Wine and Dine Radio can be heard using your wireless internet on your cell phone. You're listening to iWineRadio. iWineRadio is a production of Food Tastes Better with Wine, on the web at iWineRadio.com. Hey guys, I thank you for listening to iWineRadio, and we are still the only wine channel on iTunes Radio. If you go look under iTunes radio icon and scroll down to News and Talk Directory, and it's listed alphabetically, click on that and the stream comes up immediately. iWineRadio.com, where you can find links to individual guests. And if anyone's interested in advertising or becoming an underwriter or sponsor, please contact us at iWineRadio.com. We really, really appreciate your support. The more support we get, the more conversations I can have with fascinating people around the world, including you. if you have a story to tell that you'd like to share on iWine Radio, go to iWineRadio.com and contact us, and we'll go from there.